because I'm doing my pink pen, I guess, so.
All set?
I am.
So it's gonna look kind of,
Hearing was not broadcast.
oh, that's, so I guess I'll close the public hearing, but people will not know that I opened it a few minutes ago, so,
Denise has copious minutes here. So.
okay. What was my third sentence, Denise? What did I say?
Okay.
All right, so I officially close the hearing. Appointments, Mr. Johnston, you are up, sir.
Do you want me to keep this up, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just give me the scroll signal or whatever when you want to.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of it, it might be helpful if you freeze the row at 6, so as you scroll, you can see the,
Okay,
Split.
give me some help here.
or
View,
not split, but just freeze it at there. So, yeah, if you go to view,
view,
Like in the middle.
yep.
and then freeze panes. And then that first one. Perfect. Okay. So, since this is the first time I've given this
Can everybody see?
presentation before, do you want me to go through every single line up on the screen, or do we only want to discuss certain dollar and or percentage changes?
Whatever you want to do.
Percentage changes,
There you go.
percentage changes.
Percentage? Okay, what's your threshold?
1.96. How about that? How about if we just start with the town clerk, tax collector,
Okay. Town clerk, tax collector.
second line?
So, 41. All right, so this one is one that is happily coming down. The result being is that when we get to the fiscal year in question, we will hopefully have resolved the whole town clerk, tax collector issue with having Linda still here.
Yeah, the deputy and the assistant.
Right, right, so things at that point should be normal, and therefore we'll have a drop in the assistant wages as a result. And also in the deputy wages as well.
Okay, can I ask a question before we continue? How does this compare to like what was presented? So these numbers, they include the ancillary costs for each department? Like how
These
are
are
these
sort of total.
organized?
These are totals for the departments. The ancillary numbers would be exclusively in the administration budget lines.
Okay, so I guess I'm confused then because the number here for tax collector is 182, but they only requested like
You have to add,
163.
I think there's another section, because the election and registration is
I just
not.
added that, that's how I got 163, 164. So I'm just trying to figure out where that number came, like what's included. Because if I look at what the town clerk tax lister gave us, they gave us 23 for elections and 142 for the town clerk's office.
Maybe you might be looking at an old sheet.
Label
Is
is
that-
27.
I've got what's up there.
Yeah, the 26 budget was 181,974 for town clerk and 1350 for registration and elections.
You go to the 2027 detail tab, Eric, or Andy.
I'm sorry.
The
You can go
third
to the
tab.
2027 detail tab, it'll tell you what is included.
On the bottom.
Bottom,
No, move your mouse down to the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
Go all the way up.
so there's your,
Okay.
the 181,974 is the budget year we're in right now. plus the 18, 13, 50.
Can you go all the way to the top and freeze the top pane again so we can see what this, so click there.
Here's my view.
You're in
I'm in it.
all the
Freeze
freeze panes, yeah.
pane.
Freeze top row.
Yeah.
Freeze top row.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so, so what's the number for elections? That they requested?
18, 13, 50.
No.
No, that's the 26 budget.
So we're looking
It's
at
one on
column
the
G,
right.
which is 22,990, which is
Yeah.
what I have.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was,
And then if you go down to the tax collector,
yeah.
it's 159, which is not what they presented to us. They presented to us 141. And I know they came back with some different numbers, but he just said that he wasn't thinking Linda was gonna be there. So now I'm very confused about this number.
It's not a number that,
So you've got the old version then?
I do, I
Right
have
in
the one where
front
it's
of you. Okay,
141.
so let's go
So
through it.
that's where I'm trying to figure out how the
So what
numbers
we've
number.
got for deputy wages part-time is 56,641.
Deputy wages, part-time is 56. When they originally requested 37.
Requested.
I'm literally looking at, this is what they gave us when they came and presented.
Yeah, that's old. So-
Well, that's what they gave us, okay, so then they changed it completely? Okay. So, I'm sorry, so the deputy wages part-time is for who?
You need to scroll over too, because you're in the wrong column.
No,
There's
it's.
more columns to the right.
Okay.
There should be more columns to the right. There you go. So G is what they requested. There's changes, and ABC is requesting, or recommending.
Do I have this spreadsheet?
I believe it's in here.
this,
Oh, she didn't put in the detail.
the detail is the original budget master sheet that I had sent out as a PDF and as an Excel back in November when we were,
Right, do we have the one with the ABC numbers on
Yeah, they're right there.
that's what,
But not in the original ones.
it? Do I have a copy of it?
That's the department one.
Okay,
G
all
is the
right.
department
I-
one.
You understand my question?
I understand.
Thank you.
this is the sheet that came out with the agenda.
Well, no, because the only sheet came on the agenda was the summary sheet, which is why I'm
Just
trying to
the
figure out why the
top.
numbers
Oh,
don't
we
make
didn't do
sense.
the details yet.
It's just, this is the summary.
So the ABC added column H and column I,
Correct.
Why would you add H and I?
because I is what they're recommending, H is the difference.
So why would you, what do you mean you added them together?
No, I didn't
No,
say
they added the columns.
They added the columns with
You added
information.
a.
We don't have those
Okay.
columns.
Yeah, I have 0 on it, okay. Okay, so the department fiscal year 27 and the ABC agree here. So the difference is between the two budget years.
Yeah.
Which is completely different from what they had originally presented.
Yes,
Got
they
it.
changed some things.
Okay. My question, I guess, is, did these changes reflect Linda not being there? Because remember originally, they presented it with a very weird Linda situation.
Yep.
We asked for it to be rectified. This looks worse than what they presented. So if she's not there, why would it be worse?
Right now, I would think of it as a position. There have been some discussions that there's not a person presently in line to move in here besides Linda. Linda is aware that the budget is not possible, where it's at right now to keep moving forward. But I don't believe that the town clerk has another candidate at this point.
Okay, sorry, Eric. Derailed your
No problem.
presentation.
Can you scroll back
It was already off the rails.
that way,
Yeah.
to the left? Yeah. So line 31 is Shannon. Line 28 is the deputy.
Mhm.
So if you scroll back over, yeah. So the deputy's the same amount, Shannon's the same amount. The line that's below number 29, that's Linda. So she's not there, but they put in $10,000, I believe, to cover vacations and when people are out and stuff like
But
that.
if the deputy part-time, they're making 56 a year?
Mhm. That's what they requested,
No, originally they requested 37.
but they gave us numbers after that.
But what is that based on?
You'd have to ask them, that's what they
Okay.
requested.
Okay. I will make a note to ask them.
And the thing is, if, I don't know if you want it, but you can have the spreadsheet with all the details tied to the summary, so.
Which would be good.
So
Before we
can
get
you
into
send
heavy
that to them?
discussion.
Yeah, I'll forward this to you.
Yeah, because those numbers tie up to the summary page.
Okay.
All right, so back to the Lee 2027 ABC tab.
Mhm.
All right, and then scroll up.
Scroll up, scroll up, scroll. No.
Um,
So what would you like to go to next?
it's, so we're, property revaluation, I guess, since we're going by percentages.
So that's the cost for the pickups and stuff like that. There'll be a separate warrant article
For the funding of the reval.
Yeah.
So they want an extra $3,000 for the assessing firms and $2,500 for the tax maps. Somehow the mileage has gone down by $250, which is de minimis, or immaterial. I don't know if I have much more to say about that. It's an uglier percentage, but it's a much lower number that it's based off of, so.
compared to the personnel administration one.
That's a kicker.
All right. So, I feel like we should have left this one for last almost, or done it first. It's really the whole story, I think, for the most part. Almost the whole story. So, there are three major increases in the budget, and two of them are currently reflected here. The first one is health insurance. The health insurance is an increase of a little over $200,000, from $643,000 and change to $848,000 and change, from the fiscal '26 budget to the fiscal '27 budget. That is a number that if the policy stays the same, we have no control over the number. And then retirement for group 1 and group 2, police and fire, is up as well. So group 1 is up a little over $20,000, from about $135,000 to about $156,000. The group 2 police is up the most, around $62,000, from $126,000 and change to $188,000 and change. And then, I don't remember how this is the case, but somehow the group 2 fire is down about 11 grand and change.
Yeah, their percentage is different than the police, but
Okay, but as a group,
I can
group
double
1, group
check
2
that.
police, group 2 fire, it's an increase of almost $72,000. And then pretty much all the other numbers in that, within that personnel administration is immaterial. Or we don't have any control over it. For example, Social Security and Medicare, as part of the wages. I think. All right. Planning and zoning. Okay. Planning doesn't have much of an increase at all. In fact, they do have, well, there's a small increase to administrator wages. Planning includes And this is gonna be a larger discussion for you guys, but not necessarily for me later on. This group includes the Stratford County Regional Planning amount, which I believe we chose to include and let you guys fight it out again, whether you were gonna take it out or not. I'm certain I don't need to go into more detail about that right now. And then, yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right. Government buildings is below the threshold, so we're not gonna talk about it. Cemeteries is over the threshold. Cemeteries is over the threshold because it's such a low number. Basically, they want an extra $500 for improvements. Everything else is literally immaterial. Let's see, other insurance, more money for the property liability line. That's another $1,500. Sure, that doesn't have to do with more coverage, it's just an increase in the cost.
It's an increase in values, and we have some newer equipment, and
Oh, okay, never
things
mind.
like improvements at buildings also result in a higher insurance premium.
I stand corrected. Insurance, police department. So this is this is another one that's got an increase in it. But I guess before I get into this, I'll just mention that we are the advisory budget committee, not the final decision budget committee. I'm saying that because the police request, or the chief requested an additional amount of money to hire a 9th police officer. I think maybe the nicest way to say this is that the committee balked at that. Because when we saw the increases that we were already dealing with for wages, health insurance, and retirement, we balked. We balked at that one, and so we ended up taking that request out. But similar to the Stratford County money, I'm sure this is one that's gonna have more discussion about it for you, and I'm gonna leave that particular line there. Although I will note that amount is located in sergeant wages. If you were to go to the detail tab, which you don't need to do right now, sergeant wages, row 177.
So does this number reflect the 9th officer or not reflect the 9th officer?
The 9th officer, I believe, is taken out
So what's
in that number.
35 then? What's the big increase if you don't include the 9th officer?
3. There are other increases. So there are increases in a number of the other lines that don't have anything to do with an additional 9th officer. So there's an increase for the chief's salary. There's an increase for the sergeant wages independent of that 9th officer. Patrol wages is actually down by about $4,000. Secretary wages are up, officer holiday pay. Corporal is up about $8,500. Lieutenant and officer overtime. And then one that I cannot remember why I have highlighted in red is it CALEA or CALEA? Okay.
That request can be removed.
We took the 5,000 out, but we
Okay.
left,
That's
I
probably why I have it
left
in
something
red.
in,
There was 5,000 in there.
but you said we could take it out, but I think we
Right.
left something in because you're doing the state program.
Right, so it was originally 5, I asked for 5 more.
Yeah.
I don't need that additional 5.
We took that out. Because you're doing the state program.
Yeah.
Instead, yeah.
There's an increase in the uniforms line of about $2,000. and then a decrease in the printing line from 1,000 to 0. So we've figured out the printing situation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Which one is next?
Fire?
Fire.
Oh, we don't care about that, yeah. Fire department. So, there we go, okay. There are increases in the various wages for the department. If I recall correctly, the fire department was, I thought was the only one that had included them, but now we've just gone through the police, so that must not be right.
I believe that is everything except the fire department was what employees were actually being paid at the time the budget was put together. The fire chief had used a COLA escalator on his wage requests in the budget.
Yeah.
Okay,
But nobody else had.
all right.
So the thing is, the ABC didn't have the information in terms of, because I think his 5% is in there.
Yeah, I believe it is,
You'll
yes.
also notice further down on the page, there's an amount for the COLA amount that the ABC has recommended, 2.5%, so that's a double. So that needs to be backed out of the fire department.
The fire department has to be completely reworked.
Yep.
All right. On that note, I think I'll go for it. I'll
Yeah.
move on.
Go for it.
Okay. Civil defense looks great. Highway department. There are some increases here. DPW manager is up a little over $2,000. Road assistant, or road agent assistant, full-time is up about 3,700 and change. Mechanic is down, about 2,300 and change. Equipment operator, full-time, is up almost 8,000. I have this part-time admin assistant in red on my sheet, which I think means we got rid of it completely.
Yep.
We made a decrease to the parks and ground maintenance. I believe it was requested originally at 26.5, and we cut it to 7. But I don't remember why we did that.
Can I also just say,
Yes.
our chairperson was not able to continue, so Eric gratefully stepped in. So this is not his
Yeah,
thing, so he had very short time to
Do
do this.
this without notes.
Yeah, so, just so everybody knows, he's been gangbusters in terms of just stepping in and being a good guy to do that, so.
$2,500 less for gas, $2,000 less for stone, sand, and gravel. But then it's offset by an increase in the salt, sand, magnesium of $5,000 and increase in new equipment and tools by about $2,000. All right, what's next? Transfer station, solid waste. All right. Solid waste. The MSW and bulky waste is up by about 14, or actually by 14,000 exactly. Memory serves, I'm not sure it does. That was related to a state.
Yeah, there's going to be a surcharge based on weight that we'll actually get back, but there's an upfront charge for it. It's, for lack of a better term, it's a scheme of sorts.
It's a scheme. The expense will show up here, the revenue, because we're gonna get that fee back, is gonna show up in the revenue, so
Okay, and then, increase of $1,100 for hazardous waste and $3,500 for construction and demo. This is waste disposal. And then the transfer station itself has, some increases in the wages. Foreman, almost $1,400, waste management operator, full-time, around 4,700 and change, and then there's some small decreases elsewhere. All right, animal control's looking good. General assistance, is down, how did we do that?
Dropped a little bit.
Okay.
And general assistance doesn't make any difference what we budget, we have to spend it, so. We dropped it a little bit.
Okay. Most of the lines in this are unchanged. The Oyster River Lemonade they requested more money. There was question about that, and we ended up with, it's still an increase, but not as large as what they had requested. So our records had shown $1,000 for the fiscal '26 budget. They requested 5,000, and we knocked that down to 2,500. And then the youth services assistance, that was at 2,000 for fiscal year '26. It had been knocked down to 500 in the original presentation, and we kicked that back up to 2,000, so that there's essentially no change from fiscal year '26 to '27. All right, what's next? What is next? You moved beyond where we were at. I'll move it just a little bit more, keep going.
Yeah, you
Okay.
didn't do the library.
General assistance. Library. All right. Salary increases for the director, the library adult services full-time, youth services full-time, technician 1, small decrease for technician 2, less than $1,000. There are other decreases, property liability, heat, miscellaneous expenditures. Like, memory serves, these are not costs that are just not going unpaid, they're being paid differently.
Yeah, for going forward, we need to know what those numbers are to put them in, because I know you paid them centrally, but.
Okay, and then, the amount from the trustees is up 7,000, that must be it. Because those previous 3 lines are down just a little over $6,000. Okay.
So do you want to go below the operating budget at this point?
He needs to do the, across the board.
What's the next one, patriotic purposes, or?
Across, yeah, well, salary increase, line number 27. That amount is the salary increases plus the associated costs of benefits.
It's both. Okay, I can do that.
Must be something in the, oh, because it's over 0, that's why I have mine.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's from your spreadsheet, Andy.
Okay. The wage calculator?
Yep.
Patriotic purposes, that's,
We just,
go ahead.
we just left it all in there. just so we can spend something. We haven't had expenses for a while, but I know you gotta do buntings, but that's probably this year. It's like,
I think we just got new buntings.
yeah, but you don't spend something every single year, you
No.
just spend it when those things need to be replaced, so. You left $1 in there, as far as I remember, $1 in there, just so you can spend on a line. item.
Placeholder.
Most likely you're not gonna need anything, but.
All right, and then,
Nation's 250th is, they reduced it by 27 something, $2,700 or something. From what they asked for,
Oh, okay.
that's the only difference.
and then, let's see the rest of this on my, in the detail for some reason.
Yeah, the rec commission we cut. You'd have to look at the details out, but I think it was like 10,000 something last year.
It's 10,700, cut 5.
Yep,
I just don't have it on mine, I don't know why.
and the thing is, increase, that's the operating budget, so the operating budget is up 9.02%. So maybe we should start at the bottom to tell you how bad it is, and then you can
Yeah.
understand why we cut what we cut, but.
And then, anything below the operating budget, we didn't have, because we didn't have data for at the time, and so there's no recommendation from the ABC on that.
Those are really the numbers that the three of us went through the financial planning tool with.
Hmm.
And if you want, Andy, if you want to pop in those numbers at the bottom, it'll tell you what your projected tax rate is. And the defibrillator is here someplace, I don't remember where it is, but.
Going down to the lobby and,
Oh, okay, just so you know,
Chief's taser will work, right?
well, I don't know. So if you go to state education, according to the sheet, change that number, you can scroll up. Yep, ooh, too far.
State education.
Yep, down,
Revenue.
down,
Tax.
right.
Tax.
the next one, down. No, line number, I can't see past the flag, 99,
101.
excuse me, no, 101, column E.
Yep, which column?
So that number is 1141463.
But that's the same as the previous year.
That's what they're telling us that it's gonna be next year.
So over the 1.03.
111141463.
Yep, that's what this says, so you get rid of the formula. Get rid of the formula.
Always scared to get rid of the formula.
Yeah. And the one up from that, or two rows up from that, yep, 13550-103.
No, that's the same,
It's the same again.
that's the same.
I don't think this is right.
Yeah,
Because
that
they
doesn't
need to
sound
give us
right,
next
Frank.
year.
It's Control Z, Control Z.
Control Z multiple times, well, doesn't make any difference, it's gonna be the same. Yeah, so, this is crap.
Okay, so,
That's what they had sent Ben and I to break down what our payments would be going through June 30th of 2026.
Yeah, we want the next year,
right,
which they have.
so hit Control Z twice, because neither of those should have been changed, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
So, yeah, if you can get back to them,
I
Yep.
asked him, I sent that
And
email,
and
but
she has
I
already
didn't
requested the,
hear anything.
Well, it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't,
that's not right then.
maybe they don't have the information, it's not like we can change the number. I mean, the only thing we control is this,
Yeah, I know, but it gives you an idea what the tax rate's gonna be. But yeah, who's the new fiscal manager?
I just talked to Wendy. I mean,
She's the secretary. Right?
we have, Wendy's the
administrator.
administrator for the, yeah, actually, there's a new finance director and a new superintendent.
All right.
I'll talk to them.
Yeah, because usually when, like, Chaps did it when the last time he came, he gave us information in terms of what the next year is, so.
Yeah, and
This
there,
is actually this year.
the school budget hearing is scheduled for January 14th.
Which is after our
17th.
final,
Yeah.
which is not good.
Which is not good.
Yeah. If you want, I can call him.
Nope, I'm happy to talk to
Okay, all
them.
right, all right. Because that's the information we need to give you an idea. So.
I think he's aware of what we're looking for.
We can't change it, I mean, this,
No, we can't, but it's gonna be more than that.
okay.
The school budget not increasing at all year to year?
I'm not
that's
saying it's
unheard
not,
of.
I'm just saying I don't know how it affects the decisions we make based on the town, why we're so fussed about it.
I understand that.
Okay.
So really, the lines that we're concerned are up above. Net appropriation.
Yep.
So, yep, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down to the right.
Net
Net,
appropriation.
yep. So that's up 20%. Yep. Now you understand why the cuts above. Because the thing is, it's not good.
It's not good.
So, unless you want people angry at you,
However, the angry.
I look for that.
well, they still like me, I think. Just kidding, just kidding. But that's the thing. The only other thing that we were talking about is, I think, Andy, you were gonna get some other quotes for insurance coverage.
Yep.
But the difference is not that much, as far as I remember.
No, it's not. It's, I had the four
Understand.
proposals, whatever, but it wasn't a huge amount, no, and particularly not translated out as percentage of tax
Yeah.
rate.
So the amount that we're controlling, if you scroll down in terms of the tax rate for the town, just the town, it's up 20%,
Mhm.
19.37%, increase of $1.06. So, yeah, those other numbers, because you changed the thing up there.
And I would just caution, as I always do, that
Mhm.
never comes to fruition. Last year, in the voter's guide, we told people that the tax rate would probably raise $1.37, and it rose 20 cents. So the calculators
Well-
are always,
That's the thing, it's a guesstimate, it's a guesstimate.
Mhm.
But when your total town commitment goes up almost 20%, the tax rate's gonna be pretty close, so. But that's where we were. We were kind of, at least I was frustrated with the whole process, because what is there left to cut? It's not like there's tons of, everybody uses the term fat, there's no real fat, so unless you wanna bring that down, you're gonna have to start cutting services, you're gonna have to start cutting people. There's not really anything else in there. And we also go after, if you scroll up a little bit, if you scroll up a little bit, you're gonna get fired, Andy. Yep, a little bit more. We're to appropriations in terms of up a little bit, we're going paving. We always go after paving,
Yeah, well,
but the thing is,
We already made it separate enough.
they
Well-
separated it out.
yeah, so you put that as a separate warrant account, yeah. But there's not really anything else to chop away. You get $100 here, $50 there, that's not gonna do it. So,
Well, I still have some questions about salaries, so if we can make sure that all the salaries are, because Eric mentioned a couple times, some salaries seem different. Can we make sure that they're all
yes.
what they were, and then that we have the COLA for everybody separately, so we're not double dipping
Yep.
and forgetting some departments and not forgetting other departments, and make sure that everybody's at the same thing there. And I
Yeah,
would still like more information about the town clerk tax collector numbers, because those still don't make a whole lot of sense to me.
the other thing that's gonna be helpful for you, Rebecca, is to see the detail.
Yeah.
That's a little tab.
Um, So Eric, is there any other big changes that you guys made versus the departments? Because it really sounds like the only real changes you guys made versus what the departments asked for were the police department's 9 officer, adding Stratford Regional Planning, and a couple of decreases in the highway department.
If you click on the 2027 detail page, when you get this, it's an Excel spreadsheet, so you can do your own calculations. Oh, tab at the bottom.
Okay, I'll have to look at it, but,
Yeah.
because we still have
So-
3 more days to talk about
Right,
this, right?
Stratford, luckily I was using my red highlight when we were
Yeah,
doing
thank
this.
you, I appreciate that.
Stratford County Regional Planning is a difference. Colia is a difference.
Right.
Something in fire changed what that.
I'll plug their detail into the master budget sheet that we use
And then send it.
as well. I'll send you this.
When's the official first hearing after this?
January.
January?
It's three.
The
right?
5th, I think?
I
We
think.
we put 3 on the schedule.
Yeah, but the first one's in January, like 5th or something?
January 5th.
The highway part-time administrative assistant, the highway parks and ground maintenance amount is decreased.
I guess I'd also
Yeah.
ask you to share those differences with the department heads, so that if they have a concern with the
Yep.
decreases, they can come to that hearing and tell us.
We'll plug the budget committee's numbers in, and that will go to department heads too,
Yeah.
back to the budget committee.
Yeah.
Thank you for
You're
stepping in.
welcome. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, concerns?
Not right now,
Not for
but
you.
maybe later. When are you gonna be available?
Yeah.
I guess.
And we know where he lives.
There we
Let's
go.
try to get our list.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Done.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Bullock.
Good news only, please.
What?
Say good news only, please.
I can't hear you that.
Okay, thanks.
I got the initial application back from the state DES, they approved the well location. And we didn't have to do a well test, so it'll be a lot, the price should be lower, but just wanted to make sure before I have the bid documents ready. I just wanted to make sure that it's still something you want to move forward with. At this time, if you don't, we have 4 years before I have to try to redo the initial permit that I got, so I just wanna double check, make sure that
And we went with the larger radius, right?
it went with the radius that I could get, because I can't add things that don't exist.
Okay.
The one thing I will say is they gave me 100-foot setback, but they put the well in the location that would give us 125-foot setback. So the well's farther back. It really has 125-foot setback, but it's only listed as 100. You can apply to change it, but it's in the location that it was moved to try to get the 125, but they gave us the 100.
Okay. All right. Any questions for Steve?
I don't think so.
All right. So the idea is to do it sometime in the spring?
Yeah,
April,
like
May,
it's,
or
I don't wanna put it out to bid until after the first of the year, that way everything's 26, and there's not a 25 and a 26 on it.
Good,
Right.
sounds good. Move forward. Anything else? No. Regular business, town administrator?
Sure, I have primarily miscellaneous things this evening, in just random order. The first thing I'll mention is Route 125 and the temporary bridge. Had a series of complaints about the structural steel that went in for the coffer dam there. the height of it is such that when they change the traffic pattern at West Mill Pond slightly, anyone exiting West Mill Pond is entering Route 125 essentially blind. So I talked to Steve Piper, the engineer that was in charge of that last week. He told me that was just how it had to be, nothing could be done. Steve thought about it some more over the weekend and came out and sat there this morning and watched people. They can't change the height of the steel, they need the beams to be as high as they are for extraction purposes, but they are going to list West Mill Pond Road as closed for access to Route 125.
Ooh.
They are not putting any impediments or barricades in the way, so emergency vehicles can still have two-way access and snowplows can still have two-way access, but they are going to try to lead the general public to believe that you can only enter West Mill Pond Road getting off of Route 125 and not use it to exit, to enter. They are also posting detour signage for the other two roads.
So where do people go? Kelsey?
They can go to Kelsey or directly across from the town offices.
Kelsey Road's got a bridge on it that's posted for weight in Nottingham, just over the border.
Yes,
So-
Well, you're only gonna get vehicle traffic anyway, cars. Tractor trailer's not gonna.
No, but they haul a lot of 10-wheelers out of there.
well, it's what DOT is doing, and it's taking effect as of tomorrow. The construction crews are taking a couple of weeks off, and are going to be back after the first week in January. So he just threw that in there. Library solar project is being activated tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. All the permits are in place, and they're gonna flip the switch and see what happens.
Okay.
Bingo.
I've been assured that that's not gonna happen.
Oh, good, excellent. We got insurance for that, right?
Right.
Does that
John
change-
has given me some
I'm sorry.
detail about, I'm sorry, Jim.
So is that gonna change our insurance as well? Because is that covered? How does that work?
I am not exactly sure how they're gonna factor the value of that into the value of the library. It could well, it'll probably be, more on order of next year before we see that. They don't generally tend to jump on
Okay.
it.
Do we earn money from that? Are we actually gonna decrease our electric bill?
We have the ability, it's my understanding, to generate some income from that, yes.
Okay. Or at least
Because we
lower
didn't just
electric
charge
bill?
the battery, we're actually tied to the grid as well as the battery.
Okay. Is that factored into the budget for next year?
It is not factored into the budget for next year. If it shows up as revenue, it would be factored in to reduce the tax rate, but.
Okay.
I can get some more details from the library trustees. Mark Nelson has really been the lead on this for the community. School tax payment, we've got a new amount. That was the unsatisfactory information that I had provided the chair earlier, but that is the amount that we are paying on a monthly basis going forward. As I mentioned, the school budget hearing is January 14th at 7 p.m. at the Morse Recital Hall at the school for anyone who's interested in registering their opinion or seeing what's coming down the pike. I think as the board is aware, that's also a public bond hearing. There is a very close to $10 million bond being floated for potential improvements to Massway and Mahomet. I will be bringing some information regarding the CIP to our next meeting. We've got some folks that are definitely interested in serving on the board. I know John's got some ideas for organizing people. I will get the names, get them to fill out the forms and bring them to the board.
Because so far we only got Wayne, right?
No.
No?
At
Got
this
somebody
point, we have Wayne, we have James Lonano,
Oh,
we
good.
have Mark Nelson,
Yeah.
we have John as planning board rep. I don't know if the board wants me on there, but it was suggested that the town administrator be on there as well,
Okay.
which I'm happy to do. And that is most of what I had this evening.
Okay. Consent agenda, anything you want pulled? Or- No, it's all set. So I move to accept the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Only one side, and it's just trailer. Realize if it's sold.
Oh, and I did have a conversation with Eric. He's gonna check and see if there's something he can do in the legislature. Because some of these things that we had, not this time, but the time before is, they moved out their trailer and didn't say anything, so they paid the tax. Why would you pay the tax if you moved your trailer out?
And in
So,
some
and they
cases,
get 8% interest on that. That's not fair.
yeah, and lots of times that is just all on paper. They haven't actually paid the tax. We've issued a tax bill. We've started
Yeah.
calculating interest. We haven't gotten anything back. They're long gone.
Okay.
It's to clear the tax collector's accounting file, basically.
Okay, so this isn't actually costing us anything.
No,
If they pay it.
yeah, but they haven't paid it.
Well, he's gonna look into it. Because some of them, we have to give money back. Because some of those say, it's $320 some odd plus interest.
Yeah, and
They all say plus interest. He
Oh, they
does
all
it,
say.
they
he just
all, he
throws that
does
on
it
there.
to cover if
There.
there should be any interest.
And it's essentially a housekeeping matter to clear the tax collector's accounting. The people haven't paid the taxes, we've issued a tax bill, we've started calculating.
Okay. He was gonna find out some more information anyways. But. All right. You signed all that stuff?
There's only one thing.
Paper, yes.
That was it?
That was it.
Oh, okay. Minutes? Didn't see any minutes come through.
No, there's no
Oh.
minutes to send.
Okay.
I mean, I have them, I just haven't sent them to you.
Okay. All right.
It's not the end of the world.
Nothing in old business, nothing in new business? Anybody have anything? We need a non-public or not?
Yes, we do.
What's
Next
next?
to that. Yep.
A still, that's it?
Yep.
So I move to enter a non-public session, New Hampshire RSA 91-A, :3, Roman numeral 2, section A. Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call vote, Mr. LaCourse.
Yes.
Rebecca Hawthorne.
Yes.
Scott Bugby, yes. Motion passes.
Hey Denise, we double check that all these windows are shut, because the chief just shut that one, but some of the other ones look really low too.
I'll check.
You'll check them? Because like that one, the white thing's showing.
I can just feel the wind coming through this one.
Yeah, I figured that was the problem. That seems like
These
a
open today.
Denise?
Yeah.
So I dropped some more from the library too. Sorry about that lady that got not happy with that. All set, we recording again?
Yeah.
All right, so I move to seal the minutes from the non-public session. Do I have a second?
Second?
John McCourse,
Yes.
Rebecca Hawthorne.
Yes.
Scott Buckby, yes, motion passes. Anything else? No?
Just a general comment with the master plan where it's been read over. Committee's looked at it, everybody's looked at it. It's come back 3 times, we've gone through it. I did a final read tonight. We're getting close to putting it on for a public reading.
Yeah, Karen sent out a copy to us.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I think things are moving, so maybe by the end of January 2026, we can have a public hearing and get probably accept at that point.
Only one needed?
That's all you need.
Yeah, and I apologize, I didn't realize you were on the phone live with Karen today when I came in to talk about something, and I couldn't tell if she was dancing or doing aerobics, but she was pointing at the phone.
Yes,
The
the
microphone
microphone
was
could hear
loud.
everything going on in there. There was a lot of detail.
I don't think I said anything too out of sorts, but.
No, you didn't.
Anything else? Motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That motion passes.
Mr. Andy?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy, for the